Hey guys, I'm going to show you in this lesson how to use template and template engines in Express and Node. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward again. I'm going to show you how we can add in dynamic data using templates. Okay, so the first things first is we are going to explain what a template engine will do for you, right? So a template engine will still let you render HTML, but in a dynamic way, right? You can inject values into the template. So values that can change, so like a username or an email address or a date, that updates, So I'm going to show you how you can do that, and you can also create reusable, get my words out, reusable templates. So like you could have a header and a footer, which are the same, which you could break up into separate files and use those same files in different templates. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to download a template engine and install it in Express. Okay, so I've still got that second terminal open, so I'm going to clear that. And there are a lot of template engines out there. There's EJS, there's Handlebars, there's one called Pug. A lot of template engines out there, but I'm going to use one called EJS. Okay, so that's npm i EJS. Now EJS stands for Embedded JavaScript. Okay, so right, the way we do that is we use a command called app.set. Okay, so we're going to add that above app.use. And what app.set does is you can see there you can apply settings to val or return settings value. Okay, so basically you can change the Express configurations, right? Using app.set. It'll maybe make more sense once I show you it. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to set the view engine. Okay, so the view engine is going to be EJS. Okay, and that needs quotes. Right. We'll also need to require in EJS as well. EJS. Okay. Now, what we do now is by default, Express can render view files or view templates from a directory called views. Okay, so we'll make that. I really can't speak today. We'll render that. Gee, we will create that folder basically. Okay, so make dir views. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that index HTML. We don't need that anymore. That was just nonsense. Okay. And in views, we're going to make a index template. Now, the templates have to use their template engine extension, if that makes sense. Okay. So if we were using something like handlebars, it would be .hbs. If we were using Pug, it would be .pug, but we are using one called EJS, so it's going to be .ejs. Okay, hopefully that's straightforward, right? So we've created a template file called index.ejs, and that should be in the views jump into that and we'll add in some HTML. Okay, so because I'm using Visual Studio Code, if I add an exclamation mark and then just push tab, I get some pre-written HTML here, which is pretty cool. So we'll give it a title of, we'll just some website, right? Okay, and then we're going to inject in some dynamic values. Okay, so I'm going to have a header, which will be a welcome message, right? So the way that you inject values with EJS is left angle bracket %sign, and you close it with a %sign and a right angle bracket. Okay, so, and also if you're evaluating a value coming in and being injected in from from in here, it'll make more sense in a second, I promise you. When you're evaluating a variable value, you need the equal sign. Okay, so I'm going to add in something here called welcome message. Okay, and I'm going to add a footer, and we'll just give it a copyright, copyright, and that is ampersand copy. Okay, and then we'll add in the year. Okay, so year, copy, right, year. Okay, just to give you an example. Okay, so back in server.js, instead of doing res.send, okay, with that JSON data in there, we're going to do res.render. Okay, and render can take in one or two parameters. Okay, in fact it can maybe take in more than that, but never mind. The two parameters that we're interested in is the name of the file, which is index.ejs, and because we've set the view engine to EJS, we don't actually need this EJS on the end, so we can just call it index. Okay, and to inject the values into that template, all we need to do is pass in an object, okay, with the values that we want to set. Okay, so we set welcome message and copyright year, right? So we're going to pass in welcome message, and we're going to set that to hello and welcome to some website. Okay, no, we don't need a semicolon there, don't be silly. And then, I don't know why this keeps popping up, we're going to add in copyright year. Okay, and that will be the result of new date dot get full year. Okay, so I hope semicolon again. Right. So I hope this makes sense. So what we're doing here is we're rendering a template file, you see, from the views directory. It's called index, and we're injecting an object containing the values that we want to inject into index.ejs. Okay, so I'm going to save all, make sure everything's saved, and NodeMon is still running. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Firefox, and this is from the last time. So if I go to localhost and then /, in fact we don't even need the /, if I just push enter, there we go. That is the value I injected into the site. That is the date injected into this page. Okay, injected into the page, injected into the page, and this is plain old HTML. Okay, and if we were to change the value in here to I'm really rubbish at coming up with things like this. Oh, what a wonderful morning. Oh, what a wonderful day. Save that. It's restarted the server. We'll go back to Firefox, refresh the page, and you see how that's dynamically changed. Okay, and we can go back again, and we could actually add in another template for our about page. Okay, so if we do a response.render, and we're going to render a page called about, right? And this time we'll do the same as before. We'll give it an object which passes, which contains the values that you're going to inject into the screen. This time we're going to give it a page title of about page, and that's it. That's all we need to do. Okay, so we still need to make this about template. So we go back to the terminal here, and then we're going to go touch views, so don't make the same mistake as last time, about.ejs. Okay, and you see it's popped up here, and this time I'm going to borrow some code from here, copy that, paste that in here, and we'll give it a h2 with and equals a page title. Okay, and a paragraph, just so we can distinguish it. We'll give that a lorem 20. Okay, and that'll distinguish it as being different from the home page. All right, so we'll save that, make sure everything's hunky-dory across here. About page, yeah, everything should be fine. NodeMon should still be running. Yeah, we'll go back to Firefox. There we go, refresh that. Go to /about. Gee. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we've got a reference error. You see the problem there, right? This is good. The problem there is we were expecting to get copyright year injected in, and we didn't do it. So if we go back to the code, you'll see up here in the route, okay, we're passing in copyright year, but we're not doing that down here. So all we need to do is copy that, paste that down here, save the file, restart the server, refresh the page, and there we go. About page is different. Dynamically rendered title, dynamically rendered date, static text there, okay, and that is all we have time for just now. Okay, I hope that was beneficial. Cheery bye.